What's up, my YouTubers? Welcome to episode 17 of Clarence and Hizzouse, New York City Style Forever. I'm your host, Clarence Pryor, the host with the most. And today's a very special day for me because he's really the master of fitness, and he's all about talking about the power hour of everything important about fitness. He's a friend of mine, and he's also a friend of Kenny's. He's none other than my friend, Patrick.
Hello, everybody. Glad to be here.
So how well do you do with your fitness every day possible, and talk about power hour each Wednesday possible?
I'd be happy to.
Yeah, good. So, wow.
We're getting relegated to the way back.
Wow. So tell me what is guiding you to aspire to do fitness in the first place, and talk about it.
That's a really good question. And I don't know if you want to have a seat. Get comfortable here.
Yeah.
Let's get some of this down. I think for me, fitness became a major escape for me from family stuff, life in general when I was a kid. And I had a very rough upbringing as a kid. And,
wow, I'm sorry.
Well, sometimes good things come out of tough situations. And
yeah, right.
I didn't really want to be home or spend too much time at home or any of those kinds of things. And a lot of my upbringing was very unstable. So I found some things that I could really rely on. And a lot of that
you can relate to, right?
Yeah. And it was I always found some kind of peace and solace through exercise and training. And
yeah, just like how when I'm in my room, I wanted to do yoga and meditation every Sunday to start the week right.
Yeah. And, I just felt like I couldn't really, there wasn't a stable base at home. There wasn't a lot to necessarily, I think people tried in my family, but it wasn't an environment I was that comfortable in. And I found a lot of comfort in my own personal training and exercise and things of that nature. And over time, it just became something that changed from it became more and more of a career rather than just a passion. And
that's important.
I've just kind of followed it. And I think I also just had talent in this area. I was always physically pretty capable and competent. And then I was pretty good at school in terms of being able to read and take in information, synthesize it, write, and communicate that information to other people in a digestible manner. So I took something that was at first my only place of
a peace and solitude,
and I ultimately created into something more and more that became my life and became my career. And I think that's sort of the origins for me, and why this makes a lot of sense for me to be in.
Yeah. Everyone's going through a hard knock life once in a while. It happens because it's like when I'm trying to be myself out there in the world, because to me it's never easy for me living diagnosed with autism for 34 years of my life. When I found out I was diagnosed with Asperger's when I was 2 years old, it was a struggle for me at first, but I learned to embrace it. So either way.
Yeah. And I think that there's just different ways that things come out. I don't know what your upbringing was like, but I can imagine you had difficulties and challenges and things like that.
Yeah, it's never easy for me at all, but I learned to embrace it before I came out gay in July of 2013, because I feel like I wanted to live the life I want to live, but I want to focus on my mental health too, because sometimes when it comes to family or friends for that matter, it sometimes gets complicated than that.
Yeah, and for me, I've had a lot of self-destructive behaviors in my life.
Yeah, same here.
Substance abuse and addiction and things like that. And, I've worked through that. And to me, it's I don't always look at it as a negative. I look at it as there's common traits.
Turn negative into positivity. That's what my friend, the former WWE superstar whose real name is Adam Scherer, who's known as Braun Strowman. He talked about mental health ever since he won WrestleMania this year. And you know what? He has a good point, because Braun Strowman is truly amazing, because for what he said after his win WrestleMania this year against Shane McMahon, it was like, wow, I could totally live by that example. What would you say to that?
Yeah, I feel like the problems that I had led me to really good recovery sites. Like, I've managed to meet like really good therapists, and I found really good other people that are in a recovery mindset and live in a recovery world.
Yes.
And oftentimes those people are individuals that are really moving in a great direction in their life, and they end up putting things together really well. So sometimes the struggle is the path. And once you're on that path, it can really go a long way.
Yeah, sure, that's true.
It's kind of like, maybe you start, maybe if we're running a 100-meter race, maybe whatever it is in your life made you start 50 meters behind the start line that everybody else goes from. But if you get some momentum going in the right direction,
that's what I was doing.
You an incredible way, and give you
that's
an advantage in some
That's what I
ways.
was doing ever since this year started. I just want to make sure to when the new year starts, I start training at home, because wherever I train at home before I come back to New York for summer to be with my friends, it's just that I want to create a mindset of my own that, like, whatever workout that I'm going to do each week possible, and do yoga every Sunday to start the week right. I mean, I just want to be me out there and not let doubt and negativity get in my way, because I always get often underestimated and being, well, I don't know, just underestimated too much. That's how it is.
Look, like, in the world of training and competing in sports and things like that, I've seen some people on day one start off, and even I've been like, wow, this person's, they don't have a chance. Like, this is not like a high level of talent that I'm looking at. And I've been surprised a few times simply by the diligence and persistence that person puts in. And it's made me realize my own biases, and that, you know what, human beings are capable of incredible things. It's just that there's common pitfalls and mistakes that people make.
Yeah, I've been through that, because it's just that I have to work twice as hard, because living on the autism spectrum and all that, I have to work twice as hard, because sometimes I don't know if my life will ever be normal, but I'm glad I live an extraordinary life that to the possibility that I just want to be me. I mean, but what advice would you give everyone out there who faces the struggle, like through a rough upbringing or something else for that matter?
It's one of the oldest pieces of advice ever, which is know thyself. And if you can begin to learn yourself and develop incredible awareness over your patterns of behavior and reactions to stimuli, like, I get really angry a lot of the times when there's certain things that really trigger me, and my common response is anger. And that comes from a long line of really angry people that I grew up with.
Yeah, same here.
Recognizing that and knowing that when I get really angry in certain situations, I actually realize, like, you know what? I'm not even angry at the current thing that's happening. Like, I'm living in kind of a flashback to my childhood, and I'm just responding the way that I learned to respond from the people that were in my family. So
that's true.
It's kind of like I have the ability to separate myself from that a little bit more now and understand why I'm responding the way that I am. And so, but if I didn't know that about myself through hard work and really like self-reflection and awareness, I would never have that. And I have the ability now to progress and break a lot of, long holding patterns that are not just my own, but like my predecessors in my family, and to be able to build something going forward into the future that's better, so that my son, who's 1 year old now, doesn't have to grow up with a father that is expressing the same anger patterns as what he dealt with as a child. And that's sort of something that I think just is a new future. Like almost like every moment in time is, if you are able to get there, is a blank slate. And blank slates are wonderful things to be able to create.
Yeah, it's just that I wanted to start the new year right off a clean slate, because sometimes when it comes to me and my family, it's just that I want them to trust me a lot more, like have faith in me. Like I'm working as twice as hard as I can at home in North Carolina. It's just that I wish they understand how my feelings a lot more, because it's like what this world is coming to, like they want to close off feelings and emotions. That's not how it roll. That's not how it roll.
You know what? They might never come around to it, but what you can control is your own self and understanding. Hey, look, this is where I come from. These are the people that I learned how to, learn from as a child. But I don't have to be this way. I can take whatever message I learn along the way, and I can bring that to the world. And those who want to hear it are going to hear it, and those that don't, they don't. But that's not everybody. And sometimes it's like you can't try to boil the ocean. Break it down into smaller pieces and work with something that's more manageable.
Yeah. Ever heard this saying, 6 inch stones made by bones, but words will never hurt me?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, well, it's wrong, and words do hurt.
So, I mean, look, like I'm just really glad that you asked me to do this, and thank you.
Yeah, it's truly an honor from you, because whatever you do for Power Hour every Wednesday, because do you have a YouTube channel?
I don't do YouTube, but like I've got enough other things that kind of run through my Instagram.
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
And I mean, if people want to check out the stuff that I do, I'm at Dr. Pat Davidson.
Dr. Pat Davidson, I'll make sure.
And we've got the Power Hour, which does every Wednesday live from Hype Gym at 1 o'clock. And every episode we've ever done has been recorded, and it's available. Like, hey, click link in bio, everybody. But no, I think we've done a lot of cool things, and I'm always looking to bring my message to more people.
Yeah, to everyone out there, everyone who struggle with mental health or where they want to talk about it. It's never easy to talk about hard topics once in a while, but I had to do it for myself too, because either way, it's like, don't hide it. Just open up and talk to friends and family about it. Well, actually, some who are friends who are like your chosen family, who like family. Either way, just feel free to talk about it. So Pat Davidson, thank you so much for this incredible interview, because this truly means a lot to me. I think I'll learn a lot from you. So I'm just honored you're my friend at Hype Gym, and I hope to see you next summer, and hopefully I'll invite you to my old stomping grounds, Lions Pool.
That'd be great. I would appreciate that.
Well, that's it for this episode. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow Pat Davidson on Instagram for his Power Hour at Dr. Pat Davidson. Well, he already said it. But anyway, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And feel free to like, comment, and subscribe at what he just said to me on this episode. So until then, love and positivity for all for the 5th and final season of my show, because my finale is going to be on Sunday morning 11 at Lions Pool in Staten Island, New York. Don't miss the special battle, and see you next time, because we are signing off.